The complete work of Swami Vivekananda, video 35. 13. The root being there, the fruition come in the form of species, life, and experience of pleasure and pain. The roots, the causes, the samskaras being there, they manifest and form the effects. The cause dying down becomes the effect. The effect getting subtler becomes the cause of the next effect. A tree bears a seed, which becomes the cause of another tree, and so on. All our works now are the effects of past samskaras. Again, these works becoming samskaras will be the cause of future actions, and thus we go on. So, this aphorism says that the cause being there, the fruit must come in the form of species of beings. One will be a man, another an angel, another an animal, another a demon. Then there are different effects of karma in life. One man lives 50 years, another 100, another dies in 2 years and never attains maturity. All these differences in life are regulated by past karma. One man is born, as it were, for pleasure. If he buries himself in a forest, pleasure will follow him there. Another man, wherever he goes, is swallowed by pain. Everything becomes painful for him. It is the result of their own past. According to the philosophy of the yogis, all virtuous actions bring pleasure, and all vicious actions bring pain. Any man who does wicked deeds is sure to reap their fruit in the form of pain. 14. They bear fruit as pleasure or pain caused by virtue or vice. 15. To the discriminating, all is, as it were, painful on account of everything bringing pain, either as consequence or as anticipation of loss of happiness, or as fresh craving arising from impressions of happiness, and also as counteraction of qualities. The yogis say that the man who has discriminating powers, the man of good sense, sees through all that are called pleasure and pain, and knows that they come to all, and that one follows and melts into the other. He sees that men follow an ignis fatuus all their lives, and never succeed in fulfilling their desires. The great King Yudhishthira once said that the most wonderful thing in life is that every moment we see people dying around us, and yet we think we shall never die. Surrounded by fools on every side, we think we are the only exceptions, the only learned men, surrounded by all sorts of experiences of fickleness. We think our love is the only lasting love. How can that be? Even love is selfish. And the yogi says that in the end we shall find that even the love of husbands and wives and children and friends slowly decays. Decadence sieges everything in this life. It is only when everything, even love, fails, that with a flash man finds out how vain, how dreamlike is this world. Then he catches a glimpse of vairagya, renunciation, catches a glimpse of the beyond. It is only by giving up this world that the other comes, never through holding on to this one. Never yet was there a great soul who had not to reject sense pleasures and enjoyments to acquire his greatness. The cause of misery is the clash between the different forces of nature, one dragging one way and another dragging another, rendering permanent happiness impossible. 16. The misery which is not yet come is to be avoided. Some karma we have worked out already, some we are working out now in the present, and some are waiting to bear fruit in the future. The first kind is past and gone. The second we will have to work out, and it is only that which is waiting to bear fruit in the future that we can conquer and control, towards which end all our forces should be directed. This is what Patanjali means when he says that samskaras are to be controlled by resolving them into their causal state. The cause of that which is to be avoided is the junction of the seer and the seen. Number 70. Who is the seer? The self of man, the Purusha. What is the seen? The whole of nature, beginning with the mind down to gross matter. All pleasure and pain arise from the junction between this Purusha and the mind. The Purusha, you must remember, according to this philosophy, is pure. When joined to nature, it appears to feel pleasure or pain by reflection. 18. The experienced is composed of elements and organs, is of the nature of illumination, action, and inertia, and is for the purpose of experience and release of the experiencer. The experienced, that is nature, is composed of elements and organs, the elements gross and fine, which compose the whole of nature, and the organs of the senses, mind, etc., and is of the nature of illumination, sattva, action, rajas, and inertia, tamas. What is the purpose of the whole of nature? That the Purusha may gain experience. The Purusha has, as it were, forgotten its mighty, godly nature. There is a story that the king of the gods, Indra, once became a pig. Wallowing in mire, he had a she-pig and a lot of baby pigs, and was very happy. Then some gods saw his plight and came to him and told him, "You are the king of the gods, you have all the gods under your command. Why are you here?" But Indra said, "Never mind, I am all right here. I do not care for heaven while I have this sow and these little pigs." The poor gods were at their wits' end. After a time they decided to slay all the pigs, one after another. When all were dead, Indra began to weep and mourn. Then the gods ripped his pig body open, and he came out of it, and began to laugh. When he realized what a hideous dream he had had, he, the king of the gods, to have become a pig, and to think that the pig life was the only life. Not only so, but to have wanted the whole universe to come into the pig life, the Purusha, when it identifies itself with nature, forgets that it is pure and infinite. The Purusha doesn't love, it is love itself. It doesn't exist, it is existence itself. The soul doesn't know, it is knowledge itself. It is a mistake to say the soul loves, exists, or knows. Love, existence, and knowledge are not the qualities of the Purusha, but its essence. When they get reflected upon something, you may call them the qualities of that something. They are not the qualities, but the essence of the Purusha, the great Atman, the infinite being, without birth or death, established in its own glory. It appears to have become so degenerate that if you approach to tell it, "You are not a pig," it begins to squeal and bite. Thus is it with us all in this Maya, this dream world where it is all misery, weeping and crying, where a few golden balls are rolled and the world scrambles after them. You were never bound by laws, nature, never had a bond for you. That is what the yogi tells you. Have patience to learn it, and the yogi shows how. By junction with nature and identifying itself with the mind and the world, the Purusha thinks itself miserable. Then the yogi goes on to show you that the way out is through experience. You have to get all this experience, but finish it quickly. We have placed ourselves in this net and will have to get out. We have got ourselves caught in the trap and we will have to work out our freedom. So, get this experience of husbands and wives and friends and little loves. You will get through them safely if you never forget what you really are. Never forget this is only a momentary state and that we have to pass through it. Experience is the one great teacher. Experience of pleasure and pain. But know it is only experience. It leads step by step to that state where all things become small, and the Purusha so great that the whole universe seems as a drop in the ocean and falls off by its own nothingness. We have to go through different experiences, but let us never forget the ideal.